Hi, welcome to Rig Electrician YouTube channel. My name is Krishnaron and I'm working as electrical supervisor for KCAD drilling company. This is my first video. Probably you will be seeing some nervous on my talkings and probably I cannot make this video well. But the idea of this channel is to explain about drilling technology, and I'll be giving you my experience about this technology and about the products which I have handled. So basically we'll be going electrical and electronic section which I have experience, and I made a course here. Then let's say I made a course here and we'll be going with the course. So today I'll be explaining you about what I'm going to share in this channel for let's say first 50 to 100 videos. So I'll be making set by set videos for different type of technology and different type of equipment or many things. So let's go there and I will explain in the screen what I'm going to do. This is what we're gonna do: electrical and electronics basic training program. This training I made for electricians, basically rig electricians and chief electricians. This is just an overview, but we're not going here with overview. Just you can see the overview or you can skip it. Just read it because I'm not going to explain these things here today. And that's me. So this also you can read that. I'm not going to explain anything about here at this. These are the things what we have in this training: introduction, let's rig introduction, familiarization of measuring device, IT and telecommunication, instrumentation, PLC and automation, power generation, motors and motor control, drilling equipment, miscellaneous and operation. So I'll be going in each slide and explaining you what exactly going to be inside this contents. So first thing going to be rig introduction. Rig introduction is nothing but I'll be telling about the rig which I worked, like technical specification of the rig and how do you identify the rig, what type is. First thing is basic, this is rig's technical layout. Rig technical layout is about how a rig looks like and what are the equipment you have there and where is the location. That will be the first subject. This is very easy. This is not for electrician or chief electrician who's already working in the rig, but somebody is fresh and their first time in the rig, so you can skip that. Let's say we'll be not going much on there for experienced people. Then you have conventional rigs, which you know that at least 50% of the rigs in the market going to be conventional rigs, nothing but band brake and something which not using advanced technology or automation. Then we'll be going with cyber rigs. So basically here is familiarization of different type of rigs like band brake, disc brake, motor control brake and so on. So like just an identification of the rig in this, nothing else. Then you have familiarization of measuring device and drawings. This is something simple but critical. Let's say we all using tools, but this is something I see everybody has problem. So we will be going like this is starting from for a basic guy to somebody in the advanced level. So we will be learning different type of measuring devices like tools, for example multimeter, clamp meter, process meter, scope meter, Megan. Okay, these all you probably know all of them, but yes, something I can show you which you don't know. So two things will be, one is process meter and is scope meter. So majority of the people which I am dealing with, they not familiar with these two tools. So that will be something we will be going, and maybe IR camera, flare camera, or same similar things. So this is something like tools. I'll be explaining about measuring devices and tools which we're using to do the day-to-day job and just giving some head ups for that. Then reading drawing. Reading drawing is reading drawing is a problem for many people. No matter you experience, you fresh, yes, understanding drawing, you need some skill. So we'll be explaining about different OEM drawings. uh, I'll be not telling the manufacturer, but probably we'll be going with an OV, Pendek, Drillmac, Canrig, and so on. So we'll be going with several manufacturers drawings and probably manuals also. How this is like a basic troubleshooting tips, like a basic troubleshooting tips, you can say. That's what we're gonna give here. Then you will be dealing with IT and telecommunication. In IT and telecommunication, we'll be going with computer basics, network basics, VSAT, and intercom. Computer basic is, you know that we all using computer every day, so we'll be giving you a little training about what is inside the computer, or how you make troubleshooting inside the computer, or something happened to the computer or to something related to computer. So okay, that's the first thing. Then second one will be network basics. Network basic is nothing but LAN, WAN, wireless, and so on. So we'll be covering all type of basic network things. It doesn't include here the industrial network, but just only the basic networks of IP and so on. This will give you some information which you can use later for your troubleshooting. Then we'll go with VSAT. Okay, VSAT, I don't know what kind of VSAT system you are using, but I'll be explaining you what kind of system I'm using and how we point the antenna to satellite or the components there, and the problem which can happen in VSAT system and so on. So that will be VSAT. Then you have your intercom. Intercom will be including your PA system, probably talkback or some radio communication, whatever we have in the rig. So that's all in IT and telecommunication. So just some workshop and some explanation about this IT and telecommunication. Then we'll be going to instrumentation. Here yes, in instrumentation I can give you lots of information. Majority of the people, they have problem with instrumentation. I don't know why. It's a very simple subject, but it's a time consuming. So I'll be going step by step for instrumentation, and I'll be giving you very good clear information about instrumentation, because I know this more than anything which I'm going to tell here. And actually I do have my own instrumentation system, so I can explain you everything in inside and outside the software, how these things working and how the data processing and what is your parameter and etc. That will be in instrumentation. Again, okay, here is some small notes there: sensors and solenoids, CCTV. I know, like CCTV we have many different type, like analog, digital, and maybe only manufacturer, because I handle many different CCTV, so I'll be explaining about that. Then the data acquisition system, like we duck 5 or duck 10 or canary cables and so on. So this I will give you how the data we acquiring from different sensor to the real data what we seeing in the front of in our front. Yes, so that will be there. Then anti-collision system, like just protection system. So I have multiple companies anti-collision system experience, so I'll be explaining you that, and probably I can show you my instrumentation system, how my anti-collision system is working. So it's pretty similar in all the companies, but a little difference and in features. Yep. Then PLC and automation. Okay, PLC and automation, what we'll be covering is PLC HMI programming basics. So I know, like, you all working with PLC, and I know that everybody has some problem with the PLC. Most of the time problem not in inside the PLC, but because you don't know what or how that working, so you'll be concluding there is a problem with PLC. Let's say I do have same problem, like many of my troubleshoot comes like I go with in earlier days, not now, like in earlier days we were confused about PLC, but the problem not probably in the PLC. 99% or less than 90% of our problem not in the PLC, but about we don't know what's happening in the PLC, inside the PLC. So this will be explaining very clearly, and I have some PLC, Siemens and Waco, so we'll be doing some workshop for that. Then your analog digital inputs. So in that we'll be learning about analog and digital input outputs. Input output. So here we'll be learning about inputs outputs. It can be analog, digital, or some other data type. Will be going in that. Then input and output hardwares like push button, joystick, or many of we are using potentiometer, rheostat, or whatever. These all will be covering in this. Next one is cyber chair and control system. There will be talking about the dealer's cabin or cyber chair and how you make input, how you give inputs, and how the control system getting your input and how they processing. So I have a workshop of a kind of 4Q motor operation from a joystick. So I'll be explaining how your driller's input coming into action or coming to real operation or the moment of drawers or whatever. Then industrial communication. Yes, I do have very good knowledge. I think I do have very good knowledge in industrial communication. What is industrial communication? It is Profibus, Profinet, Modbus, CAN bus, Rio, or there are many 485, 422. So these will be going in each and every communication, and I'll be explaining you how they are working and how different they are, and how close they can be used to make close connection or a set of things. The steps how you can manage your network. I mean troubleshooting management. So I know like many people they don't know the network, so they have very difficulty to do the troubleshoot. So that will be covering in PLC and automation. Will be covering all the things happening in and out in PLC. So it can be communication, it can be input output, and so on. We'll be covering all of them. Then next is power generation. In power generation we'll be speaking about engine, alternator, exciter, and synchronization and load sharing, PCR hardware. So how you generate the power and how you control them or synchronize them. So it's basically your engine, your alternator, your hardware inside PCR for synchronizing and managing the power. So this is, let's say, it's a power management, power generation plus power management. This will be the subject in this. We'll be going with engine. For the engine we'll be going more in details like sensors and ACM and so on. This will be, I think, a helpful videos. Other than this we will be going with like idea of AVR, throttling, load balancing and extra. Then it comes to motors and motor controls, where will be, I know that this is also like a 50-50, so 50 and 50 I will be giving you some new thing. Here we'll be explaining about different type of motors, motor control platforms, VFD, SCR, and working principle of them, motor braking function, and so on. And as an introduction we'll be going like step by step. Here we'll be explaining also, let's say in order. If I will say motor basics, star delta, star delta system, then your soft starter, your SCR or thyristor, then variable frequency drive, and dynamic and regenerative brake. Yes, to think here, you can focus. Let's say if you are, you need to find what type of knowledge you have, then you can pick them which you need, which you don't need. So I'll be explaining all, but I probably you don't need all of them. So but two things I know that you need is dynamic brake or regenerative braking system and motor control. So motor control is nothing but you controlling speed and torque in the motor with VFD or SCR. Then dynamic brake and regenerative brake is how you brake with power or by cutting power, chopping power, and so on. So this is two thing I know, like most of the people is not much familiar on this, or they're not clear of how they operating. So it will be good. I think it's a good pick. Then we'll be going to drilling equipment like mud top drive, drovers, mud pump, rotary table, and roughneck and automatic cut valve. And roughneck and automatic cut work, even I don't have good knowledge, or I didn't work too much even with them, but let's say we'll be finding some document for them to understand better, or we'll be doing some workshop for that. And in drilling equipment, basically we'll be explaining about how a top drive work, or the things what you have in the top drive and how do they operate. These all are like basic plus some advanced. Then some extra things I call here miscellaneous. Here we'll be explaining transformers. Most of you don't need that probably. MCC motor control center, I know again you may not need that. Auxiliaries and protection devices. Something like your failure protection equipment, or the protection system, how it's working. Grounding system is a problem, and we'll be explaining a lot about grounding system. There is many complication in our industry regarding grounding system. Anyway, we'll be talking. Then LCB, GFCI, RCD, these are regular things, like day-to-day things, but just to understand the difference of them. Yes. Then spare parts identification is nothing but you have a problem, you know something, but really you need spare, and you need to find the spare from somewhere. Yes, it's going to be in manual or drawing, and I know like there is like experienced people and fresh people, they have difficulty to find the right part. So this is something we'll be making some short videos how to identify your spare parts from the drawing or manual. I can explain you with few different manuals, but I don't know how many of them I can cover from your, but yes, we'll be talking about that. Then it's coming to operation, where the PCR operation, cabin operation, TDS operation, or automatic drilling. These all are like live scenario, how the system behave in different operation. So these are mostly experience, and these are mostly like driller kind of thing. So why I included that, you really have problem while operation, and you don't know from where to start, or you don't know how to start, because you're not clear about your control system or operation. So this is a mix of operation part plus control part. So before this we'll be covering, or let's say we'll be covering technical part separately, but this also will be covering some operation part. Yeah, basically it's written down there. Operations and conditions of equipment while drilling includes drilling parameter and its effects, behavior of power system, power distribution, then automation equipment. So it's like your power plus control plus operator. This will be the subject. Okay, that's all about the training. So we'll be making about 100 videos or more for to cover this much subject. I know like it's a small subject, but I know that when I make real videos, you will realize something helpful, because my experience with equipment I want to share with you. That's it. So this training mostly going to be an experience sharing.